should be accepted, except that the paragraphs on new voter registration should be taken out. And it's very strange in this house. But at the end of the day, what they're saying is that they don't agree that we should have a new credible register for the 2022 elections. The reasons they've given me, they think that the cost is high. That's what they say. And that if we use this register for some time, we don't see or find anything wrong with this current register. We were sticking to the report of the committee. The security leaders on the committee, minority leaders, and some of the senior members of parliament, they are all the committee. In their report, they have recommended that there should be a new register, because that's what the EC wants. And the EC has given reasons why they think there should be a new register. And we all know the intention of going biometric. Ideally, we're hoping that with biometric, you go, your fingerprints are picked, they are verified, then you can go ahead to go and vote. Somehow, after a few years, we were told that some fingers could not be picked. We thought the incidence was just a small margin. But we ended up in 2016 getting the EC to put in the Constitution Instrument 94 that when a person goes to verify, it cannot be verified. There should be manual verification. The person should fill a form. When he fills the form, then he can vote. And we are saying that this system is obsolete. It doesn't speak well of us that we say we have biometric registration and voting. But when it comes to going to vote, you can form another queue and then go and vote without being verified. Indeed, as far back as 2012, we heard the then President John Mahama appealing to the EC during elections that they should allow those who could not be verified to vote. And then we found it in the CI in 2016, and that appears to be the order of the day now. And we think that that system should be changed. We should have a situation where everybody goes, is verified, and goes to vote, and do away with this manual thing. That's why the EC is saying that they want to bring a new system where there will be facial recognition and also your biometric finger, so that if one fails, the other will work, and they will do away with these things. That is what has been captured in the report, and that's what we have reiterated. So it's unfortunate that they said they were working out, but they didn't agree that we should have a new register. And for the other technical reasons, Honorable Minister is here, she can speak to you.
But the minority leader makes the point that there were some demands on the Electoral Commission at committee level that they should provide them with some further details, and those were not done. What do you make of that as well?
In the first place, this whole thing started yesterday when they made these statements. But thankfully, immediately we rose. The EC submitted the documents. Majority leader has confirmed. The clerk was asked to make copies for some members of the committee. I have even seen copies. So I think today they couldn't refer to that issue again because those documents have been provided. Details of what they wanted to know. Even though you can say that ideally the EC is independent, but because it's Parliament, they asked for those things, EC provided.
Can you indicate much on the facial identification? How is my face going to identify the machine?
I think we all realize that technology has a limited lifespan. And even with our phones, you're constantly being sent notification of updates to applications on the phone and our computer devices and all that. It is imperative that periodically you review your technical setup and decide whether you either replace the entire system or you upgrade it if it is upgradable. But when the manufacturer itself tells you that the system that you procured has come to the end of its life cycle, there's nothing to upgrade. It's expired. And that is what the EC has been informed about, the current biometric system that they have. And that is what is leading this charge that they intend to replace it. And I think it is in our interest to look at the issue dispassionately and see whether there is a valid reason for them to replace the system that we would use for the election. What I'm hearing from the other side is that we use it for the last election, we use it for the district assembly elections, so we can go into the next election, general election with it. Can we take the risk of a major systems failure in the middle of our presidential and parliamentary elections next year? I don't think this nation will survive any such thing. So they are being proactive, looking at the current state of their equipment. They've done what they can with it. They've tinkered with it. They've replaced, repaired, and it's come to the point where they've decided that there's nothing they can do with it anymore. And so they need to replace it. We all use technology, even with our mobile devices. We upgrade it and change it frequently. After 8 years of using the same system, I think it's time they looked at it, and they have. And they've spoken to the manufacturer, and they've been advised that the system needs to be replaced. And technology evolves, it moves on. As I indicated, there's cloud computing now, there's facial recognition, iris. All that new enhanced security features have come to play now. It would be foolhardy for us to say that, okay, we've used it in the past, it worked in the past, so let us try quick. Let's try it and see if it will stand the test of time. We want to work, Parliament wants to work with the EC to ensure that we build a credible system that will stand the test of time and enhance the faith that we all have in our electoral processes. And we all know that technology can enhance efficiency if it is available, and we think we need it. Why not? So I fail to see what the real reason, motive behind the minorities boycott is. Because looking at it purely from a technical viewpoint, and I'm sure they all agree deep down that the thing has come to the end of, it's on its last legs. We need to change it. It's like your car which you're riding it is old, it's constantly breaking down. You think that you can drive and it leaves you on the road all the time, but you say, oh, let me keep using it like that. The manufacturer have told you that this thing is not supported anymore. You're using it at your own risk. Would you continue sitting in it when your life depends on it? It is at risk? I don't think so. So for all of us to ensure that we have the good technical systems that will guarantee, no system is 100% foolproof. But however, we can remove a major source of the challenges that we have if we replace that system. I would go for it, and that is why we argued in favor of the system's replacement. And talking about the fact that even in the just ended district assembly election, I understand that there were major challenges in the Western region when significant numbers of people couldn't find their details on the verification machines. Can you imagine if in the general election, for example, the Volta region, something like that happens? People will say the government in power is going to rig the election. Let us use a system which guarantees all of us the minimum comfort that it will stand the test of time, it is robust, it is secure. We heard about EC systems being hacked supposedly in the 2016 elections. Do we want to sit down for a similar thing to happen again in 2020? I doubt if this country will be able to survive any such thing. And any challenge to the electoral processes affects the security of the state and can engender a lot of confusion in our country. And that is why whenever the EC brings its budget here, Parliament works with them to, as much as possible, give them what they require, so that whether you agree with it or not, they are the ones, independent body running the elections. They have determined, based on consultations they've had with their technical advisors and the equipment manufacturers, that this is what they want. Can we sit here and say, no, you don't need it? I think, like I said, it will be foolhardy for us to go down that route.
The fact that we have just about a year to go for elections, is it feasible that we'll be able to compile?
When did we compile the biometric register in 2012? It was an election year. We did it because the EC then said we needed it. We did it. 2012 election year, that was even much later. I think it was around April or so. We did it. And we went another election with it. So what we can do is to urge the finance minister to release the funds that they require timeously enough for them to procure the systems they need quickly enough to do this, so that by March, April, we would have done it, they would have cleaned it up, we would have exhibited it. Everybody will be satisfied that the verification systems work, the new enhanced security features are in place. If you have the money, the providers will be able to give you the systems quickly enough, and you can put in place the processes to be able to register quickly enough. If you procure enough sets to be able to do it, is not impossible. But you won't throw it away and say, okay, let's try this system which we have already been warned is on its last legs. Let's just use it because it's an election year. What if we use it? Pardon? Technology, from the little that I know, has a minimum lifespan of, and it is software and applications and all, 5 years. After 5 years, you are stretching it because it's evolving at a fast pace. The security features are constantly being enhanced because, and attacking the technical components of elections is people's jobs now, and it all comes under the purview of cybersecurity as well, since you're using technology. So there are cyber criminals out there who are also constantly testing the systems in use to see how vulnerable they are and how they can infiltrate it. Look at even the US and other parts. When there's some little challenge about the elections and supposed Russian interference in it, the confusion that it can cause even in advanced systems. How much more us? We who are so emotionally attached to our electoral and political processes. I don't think it's a risk we want to take. After 5 years, if you continue using it, you are playing with fire, and it's dangerous.
So therefore, we advise the youth to engage those who are of the world so that they come to the same level and understand.
They've sat in the committee, and the committee is made up of both the minority and the majority side. They've sat there, they've explained all the issues that have been raised to them. And